Greetings, Commanders, and welcome back to the Deep Space Carrier series here in Elite Dangerous. In our last episode, we came across a solar system that had 2 planets with 8 biological sources in it. I think another one with like 5. And then, yeah, there's a lot of biodiversity in this system. So we're going to be spending pretty much this entire episode running around and grabbing as many samples as we can until we're out of time. So that's the plan for this morning. The purpose of all of the stuff that we've been doing is that we're doing a maiden voyage for our fleet carrier out to Colonia, just because we want to take our carrier out into deep space and have all kinds of fun. So that's kind of what we're doing right now. 150 meters, according to my dealie here, is the distance that we need to travel for biodiversity for this concha that we just picked up. So yeah, we found a cactoida towards the end of the last episode, but we were pretty much out of time, and we had to stop. See, like, look, we got another species right here next to everything. Yeah, that's moderately frustrating that all of these things kind of look the same. It's making life a little bit difficult when it comes to trying to find things, because we have to find a place to land. We have to find it's a little annoying that this is how this is going. So yeah, it's one of the things that ends up being kind of a problem with a lot of the really super diverse. And then this ship just does not respond well. One of the things that ends up being an issue with the super diverse planets is that a lot of the biological signatures look very similar from a distance. So you end up going after them, and then it turns out to be something else. So when you have 2 or 3 different species that look like little spherical balls from a distance, it becomes very difficult to not waste time going after things that you didn't need. I think this might be what we're looking for, though. All right, here we go. So they give us sample number 2 for what we're trying to get on here. We still got a bunch of samples to grab while we're down here, though. So this is gonna be a busy scanning episode. Before we get too far into it, I'd like to ask you to help us reach the 10,000 subscriber mark by hitting that subscribe button. The number does not actually go up unless you actually press the button, so be sure to go ahead and do that now. Hit the like button to spread the video out to more people so that they can watch. And then when you're done watching this video, consider heading over to the channel itself and look at the 1,700 other videos we have available. They're organized into nice, neat little playlists to make it easy for you to find whatever it is that you might be looking for. All right, so we have 2 different species. It is nice when you have 2 different species right next to each other, because now I can just land right here, finish off the one that we have, and then immediately grab another one. So ideally, we can get our concha, and then I think that's probably some kind of I think it's the cactoida that we were grabbing before. I think that's what the other one is. So let's grab this here, finish off our samples for the concha, or concha, however it is. But the problem is that I speak Spanish on a semi-regular basis, so my pronunciation is a little bit different. Okay, I'm thinking this is the cactoida, though. Right? Yeah, cactoida lapis. So we just need to find 2 more of these, and these have a 300 meter diversity radius, so we gotta travel slightly further to get these done, but that's okay. We're making lots of money today. I believe everything in this system for us is going to be first footfall, so the time that we're going to be spending, given the fact that we have so many things to scan, is absolutely going to be worth it from a monetary standpoint. I don't know that these are necessarily the most interesting biological things that we've found so far, but I'm looking out the window because I have my window open, and I keep seeing something out of the corner of my eye that's moving like somebody's walking around out there. Oh, whatever. We are getting into the nice cool part of the year, though. I'm excited about... Well, I don't want to say I'm excited about that. I hate being cold. One of the things about where I live is just... It always feels like the really nice part of the year only lasts for like a couple of weeks, and then it goes to either being slightly like it never gets ridiculous here. Like, I live in the San Diego area, so the temperature range is always, compared to a lot of the United States and the rest of the world, the temperature range is actually really nice. But when you live here for a long time and you become acclimated to the way the weather is here, hot and cold become a little bit less tolerable to you than you might be used to in other places. Put it that way. So, the problem that we end up having here is that for our range of temperatures that we're comfortable with. It seems like we only get a couple of weeks of like really perfect nice weather, nice temperatures, and then it immediately goes to either being a little bit too cold. All right, can I please just land? Thank you. A little bit too cold or quite a bit too warm. I don't like being hot and I don't like being cold. I like being right around in the mid 70s range for yeah, is this our last one? I like to be right around in the mid to low 70s range. You start getting into much lower or higher than that, and I'm just like, I can live with it. I've lived with it, and I can live with it, but I don't like it. But yeah, I've got the windows open. That's why there's a whole bunch of sunlight coming on my face on this side. I typically have different kind of lighting, but I'm not really willing to sacrifice air quality when I can get it for videos. So sorry. Okay, so some of the other things that I recall seeing in the scans that I think this is all Concha right here, right? That's what this is? Yeah. I think some of the other things, there was definitely some tussock, and I believe there was some like Frutexa and stuff. So let's head over this mountain range here and see if maybe on the other side we can find some other stuff. Most of the species that were here were pretty prevalent across the entire surface of the body. So I think we definitely got two of the more concentrated and rare, or at least two of the more concentrated and not as widespread options in our little area over there. I have a feeling that we probably need to get all the way over here, but I don't know. It's hard to tell. Fortunately, we have a relatively fast ship, so I'm hoping we can get over to this plateau over here and get away from some of these craggy canyons and all that, and then that'll put us in a new zone where we may be able to find maybe some tussock and maybe some Frutexa. I think there might have been Frutexa. Anytime you have 8 different species, you usually find bacteria, tussock, Frutexa. What's one of the other very common ones? I don't know. I can't think of any of the other ones right now, but you know, there's certain standard ones that you find when you have super biodiverse options like this. All right, so here we go. So I'm trying to turn around here. I saw something. Might be some tubus or I don't know. But this right here, this little patch of stuff right here is definitely some kind of biology. So let's go check it out. I think I just saw bacteria too. Oh, yeah, we got bacteria patches here. Okay, so yeah, I think this is pretty much. I think this is tubus. I didn't realize I didn't have my landing gear down. All right, so we'll wait for that to happen, then we'll land and grab ourselves a sample. So now we can grab our tubus. We can grab the bacteria because the bacteria, when it's a significantly different color from the. Ooh, what the heck? These are different. That's cool. Tubus rosarium. That is a cool looking biosignature or biology, whatever you want to call it. That right there is why we come out here, to find really cool, interesting looking things like that. That's awesome. All right, so we just got to keep going. I'm glad we came over here, so now we just got to keep going back in that kind of direction there. The range for that is 800 meters, so we got to do a full kilometer. There's also another biological signature. Oh, okay. So we have those spiralis things there. I forget what they're called. It's well, we'll find out when we get to it. I can't think of the name right now. Something spiralis. It'll come. We'll either go scan it or it'll come to me at some point. My brain dealing with remembering names of things and remembering topics and things like that is like a bar of soap. The harder I grasp onto it, the further away it goes. It's just the way that it goes for me. I don't know why. It's annoying. It's super annoying. Okay, so we got to do another almost a kilometer to get away from this far enough. Okay. So I think if we just kind of go off in this direction, we should be able to get enough distance, and then we can go after the Spiralis over there. Osseous. I knew I'd remember it if I just stopped focusing on it so hard. Okay, this Osseous Spiralis. Okay, so this will be the last of our Tubus here, and then we can move on to the Spiralis, and then we'll grab the bacteria, and then hopefully we'll be able to find some of the Tussock and maybe some Frutexa. If we can grab most of the species on this planet, we will be doing really well monetarily. And also just, you know, from an interest factor, it's nice to find planets that have a bunch of stuff on it. You go through, you know, system after system after system without really finding much, and then all of a sudden you have a bunch of stuff in one place. There's some. The nice thing about the Osseous is that it's generally pretty easy to spot at a distance because of the color and the shape. The shape is very non-natural looking, or at least non-terrain looking. I don't want to say non-natural because obviously it's natural, but it's not. It doesn't have a similar shape to the terrain nearby, and it usually has. Even if it's technically the same color, like you can see how reflective it is compared to the surface here. So it kind of stands out even when you're far away. It's really nice. Okay, Osseous Spiralis something. Turquoise. There you go. So 2 more of those, then we'll grab our bacteria, and then we may or may not kind of fly around and see if we could find some Tussock. Because I do recall seeing Tussock in the list of things before, in the last time I looked at this stuff. I already see another set of the Osseous over here. This one also requires 800 meters, so flying a little bit of a distance to get to it isn't a bad idea. We'll land on this side over here, and hopefully there will be a... There we go. Yep. Let us land right there. Out we go. Scan ourselves, get ourselves our second sample. Then we can start grabbing some bacteria. With every episode, I also do try to bring up the topic of a galactic or a deep space racing league. I've made a point of the fact that a lot of people have an issue with the fact that they get really bored with the game after a while, and my response to that is you got to make your own tasks. You got to make your own game. You got to make your own things to do. So, you know, there are racing leagues that exist in the game, but I think like a deep space, you know, heading out into the black kind of thing where we race in exotic locations that are well outside the bubble would be kind of fun. So it would give people who are interested in racing something a little bit different to do because, you know, they'll be way out in the black rather than, you know, stuck going to the same places all the time. And it'll give explorers something to do because it'll give them something a little bit more visual and non-standard to look for while they're out in the form of just trying to find really cool places to do racing. So if you're interested in maybe trying to help me start something like that, be sure to head over to the Discord. We can start figuring all that out and get the logistics set up and start trying to get people to come out to the carrier. That would be kind of cool. It's a little bit, I'm a little bit more of a chill episode today. Probably more because I'm self-conscious that I have my windows open and there are people here. There are people here on the property, so I'm like, I don't want to really be super loud right now. I don't want to have to have them walking by and hear me doing presenter mode. Okay. I think all right, so that was it for the, Spiralis, Spiralis is done. Now we just need to get the bacteria here. This is just going to be a standard bacteria, so it's nothing, it won't be anything special. If I can get a landing spot. Here we go. So we'll try to quickly grab this, and then we'll fly. We're probably going to have to go, we're probably going to have to travel a little bit, because I haven't seen any Tussock yet. Oh, here we go. This one's a little bit close. Oh, that's weird. Yeah, I think they need to fix the zone for the bacteria there. It's a little bit ridiculous. You should be able to walk anywhere in that patch and be able to get a sample. All right. 2 more of those, and then we'll skim the surface a little bit, trying to find some some space grass. I always have to keep in mind that bacteria is able to be seen from a relatively high altitude. So, get up here. Let's go. The problem is that bacteria pretty much never shows up anywhere except for a flat surface. So we've moved our way into a relatively dimpled area down here, and oh, there we go. And down we go. I'm very curious to see how the Mandalay is going to end up operating in situations like this. Like, how much more turning on a dime is it capable of? Because if it's able to more or less just almost stop in place when I want to turn around very quickly, we may never fly anything else just for that. Wait, what's going on here? I was trying to turn on the night vision. There was I could have swore we just landed on a bacteria patch. What did I'm super confused. Okay, there it is. I thought we were a little bit... I usually try to make sure I'm landing in a way that puts whatever it is behind us when we're in this ship, because the exit for the ship is in the rear, not the front. I'm also a big fan of ships that have their exit in the front when you're doing exploration like this. I'm not a fan of the fact... that's one of the few things about the Asp Explorer that kind of bugs me, is that you get out of the ship in the back, and that's annoying. For an exploration ship, I mean, I guess they designed these ships before space legs was a thing, but at the same time, it's like, you know, could we get out in the front of the ship where I'm pointing so I can quickly find what it is I'm looking for? It's like, come on. All right, let's see here. We just need one more bacteria sample, and then we can head off and try to find some grass. The unfortunate thing about the space grass is, I think I just saw some. Yep, right there. Yo, 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 yo. All right, let's try to overshoot it some so we can make sure we land in the right spot.
Hull integrity compromised. Shields offline.
Okay. Didn't realize I had hit the ground that hard. Whatever. That's fine. We're gonna get our last sample here. So far we've gotten Cactoida, Concha, Tubus, Osseous, and Bacterium, which there should be 2 more different samples left, and I'm assuming that they are Tussock and Vertexa. Tussock is generally going to be in more flat areas, but Vertexa can be found in flat areas and in more mountainous terrain. Now the problem with the tussock is that it's so small, the individual, and it's rendered in a way where there's individual leaves and stuff that you basically have to be right along the ground to have any real chance of finding it, and the speed at which it renders and the distance at which it renders is so slow that even if you're skimming the ground really close, if you're going too fast, you could easily yank past it before you even find it. So I think we're probably just going to go ahead and say enough of this, because A, if we haven't found any tussock by now on these flat surfaces, we're probably not going to, and B, it was probably going to require us to leave, go back out into space, look around, and try to find another spot to come back down to find whatever it is that we're looking for. And I just really don't want to spend the time doing that. So, what we're going to do is we're gonna finish out this episode by escaping this planet, heading over to the other one, and setting ourselves up to scan the next planet, which is going to take way more time than what we have available right now.
Operating beyond safety limits.
Oh. The only thing... Alright, come on, erase my message. Oh my god, respond. If of the various things that I would like them to fix, one of the major things I would like them to fix is just the response time of the menu system. It's like let me finish what I'm trying to do. Like if I press the button, I want an instant response. I do not like this delayed thing that they do. It's really annoying. It's really, really annoying. It's like the computer interface should never react slower than I can. That's ridiculous. All right, are we close enough yet? We're just waiting for the surface scanner to tell us that we're close enough to scan this thing. We'll scan it and then decide what we're going to go try to scan. Then we'll go down, get ourselves a nice, decent landing, and call it a day. Almost there. Alright, 4 probes. 1, 2, 3. Look how close this other moon is to it, though. That's cool. I'll try to, maybe we'll try to land, maybe we'll try to land in a way that lets us see that really easily. I mean, we're going to land on this light side anyway, so that it's easy to find what we're looking for, so... Ideally, we'll get a nice cool view. Alioida, bacterium, cactoida, concha, fungoida. Okay. I mean, I guess we'll go after the same thing we did last time, cactoida and the concha. We did not end up finding the alioida, though, on the last planet. And that's a little bit frustrating, so that means we would have had to have gone to a new place to find that, because the alioida is actually pretty easy to spot. It looks sort of like, oh man, what's the stuff they make tequila out of? I can't remember that. The big leaves. It'll come to me again. Remember, my brain's like a freaking bar of soap. The more I grab, more I try to grab it, the harder it is to grab. But those plants that they make tequila out of. It's just the name of it will not come to me. All right, we're gonna try to land on this patch here, and hopefully we'll be able to find both of the species that are here, and then everything else will be kind of nearby, so that we don't have to travel too far to grab what we're looking for. All right, let's see how lucky we're gonna get here. Alright. The terrain here doesn't look particularly compelling, but that's fine. We're mostly just trying to land at this point.
Landing gear deployed.
I'm already seeing some stuff on the ground. I know you probably can't tell with the YouTube compression and all that. Oh, nope, I guess that's just terrain. That's lame. Alright, well, the ground here is at least really flat, so that's good. Let's see if we can find a sample that we can scan for the... Alright, here we go. Yep, right here. Alright, cool. So, we're going to go ahead and call that an episode. Hopefully you guys had fun. Be sure to click the like button so that the YouTube algorithm knows and sends the video out to more people. Subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. Join as a member if you'd like to support the channel. Get early access to videos, among other perks. Or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with the thanks button. So again, thank you very much for your time. Hope you guys enjoyed hope you guys are enjoying this series so far. We can barely see that other moon, but it's there. It's right there. I don't know if you can tell with the YouTube quality loss, but yeah, it's the atmosphere is obscuring it, but you can kind of see it. But anyways, yeah, be sure to come back for the next installment of our adventure, and I'll see you then.